Shalom Markins for Kabakapash from Jim Eslon and giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Sheva Chakodash. When I give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, Christians, truth, and all sincerity. Back here with another video. I got this article here from intercept.com, and it's entitled, says, US Special Forces want to use deepfakes for psyops. Says the US government spent years warning deepfakes could destabilize democratic societies. Right now, the reason why I'm getting into this now is because these deep fakes are problematic, right? Because as this article is going to go into, man, it's gonna set the stage for all types of propaganda that is going to be very misleading, right? And the US and these other governments, they're going to be using this technology offensively as opposed to, well, defensively as they make it out in this in this article, right? And that's a problem for, the men of the Lord, right? Guys like us, or anybody that these governments don't agree with. Okay, that they're on these lists. Remember like Project Megiddo and all this type of stuff, right? Okay, that's a problem, man, because since they got this technology and they can make realistic what's the word, man? Fabrications, for lack of a better word, right? Because they can make up, scenarios, or have you. They can have you on the TV saying that you was in a particular place. And they'll have video footage that it was you, your face and everything, right? Your movement, whatever. But you weren't there. You didn't say this thing. You didn't do that thing. You wasn't there. All these things they can fabricate, right? And tell a story on individuals that is not true. All right, and like I said, that's a problem for men like us, okay, that push this truth, man, because the government, obviously, these governments in the world, okay, they're against this truth, and so therefore against us, and if they want to demonize us in the public eye and have reason and excuse to to grab us up and lock us up and to kill us and whatever, and turn the public against us to to hate us, man, they can do that. Right, they can do that with this technology that they got, man. And we've seen these deep fake videos, man. With these people's heads, famous people's heads, and they're just regular people, right? But they got famous people's heads and voice and all that kind of stuff, man. And it's convincing if you didn't know, right? And people are gonna be the majority of people are gonna be fooled by the things that they see, even though they're not real, right? But these government's gonna make it look like it's real, okay, and use it against particular peoples. Here it's talking about other governments and whatever, but we know Esau, we know what he's like, right? We know what he's gonna do with his technology, right? He's gonna create all kinds of propaganda out here, man, to deceive the people. All right, so let's just get some of this article, and we'll grab some scriptures, right? It says U.S. Special Operations Command says responsible for some of the country's most secretive military endeavors is gearing up to conduct internet propaganda and deception campaigns online using deep fake videos, right? So this is what's being announced. I mean, I don't know where it was announced and who's covering the story, but this is what is being said in this article, right? This is according to federal contracting documents viewed by the Intercept, right? So allegedly, right? You never fully really know, right? But we know this technology exists, and we know Esau is going to use this technology. Okay, that we do know, right? So the plans, which also describe hacking internet-connected devices to eavesdrop in order to assess foreign populations' susceptibility to propaganda, okay, your phones and whatever, right, come at a time of intense global debate over technologically sophisticated disinformation. And that's been a big thing over these last few years, right? Especially with the pandemic and that disinformation or misinformation, all these fact checkers and blah, 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 right? Which none of these things can be trusted, right? Because it's who's ever saying yes or no. But, AIs and whatever, chat GPT and, So misinformation or disinformation has been a big thing recently, and it's become more and more sophisticated, right? And like I said, these governments are the ones behind it. Okay, they're the ones with the means to do it, right? So they're going to use it to further their agendas, right? It says disinformation campaigns, their effectiveness and the ethics of their use. Okay, the shit ain't ethical, bro. No, not even one little bit. Right. So while the U.S. government routinely warns against the risk of deepfakes and is openly working to build tools to counter them, the document from Special Operations Command or SOCOM represents a nearly unprecedented instance of the American government or any government openly signaling its desire to use the highly controversial technology offensively. Right. So they want to go on the attack with it. You know. It says SOCOM's next generation propaganda aspirations are outlined in a procurement document that lists capabilities it's seeking for the near future and soliciting pitches from outside parties that believe they're able to build them. All right, so when it comes to disinformation, the Pentagon should not be fighting fire with fire. Chris Mesereau, head of the Brookings Institution's Artificial Intelligence and Emerging Technology Initiative, told The Intercept. So at a time when digital propaganda is on the rise globally, the US should be doing everything it can to strengthen democracy by building support for shared notions of truth and reality. But this is the devil here. This is the king of liars, the lord of lies, right? He don't deal with truth, man. He been lying to the public for ever, right? He don't do truth, okay? And these people don't even know that, right? This ain't nothing new. Just it's becoming more and more sophisticated. You know, before man just spread a rumor, you know, and destroy man's, you know, livelihood or something, you know, get man caught up in something. But now they can actually produce proof per se, right? They can produce proof that you did or said something or was here or you know, whatever. You know, but with these deep fakes, they can technically show evidence. Right? It's not merely a man's word against another. Look, I got the videotape. He looked what he was doing. You know, even though but it's fabricated. It's not real. But to the average person, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You know, oh, that's his hairstyle, or you know, whatever. That's his face. Look his eyes. You know what I mean? It's you. It looks like you, but it ain't you. You know, it's grafted over some other person. You know, or whatever. You know, so the shit's got, you know, Esau's getting more sophisticated with making lies. And we know Esau out here, you know, according to scriptures, man, is here to deceive the whole earth, right? And that's what he's been doing since he's come back into power. Starting with the Renaissance period, right? And all of that. Putting himself up as the Most High and the Son of God and the angels and all of that, right? The saints, you know. He's been lying from the get-go, but he's just getting increasingly more wicked with it, right? Anyway, this is where the fuck so deep fakes do deep fakes do the opposite, you know, from the truth and reality part, right? Deep fakes do the opposite by casting doubt on the credibility of all content and information, whether real or synthetic, right? So they can't tell what's real and what's not real, right? They ultimately erode the foundation of democracy itself, which what they're saying is democracy is supposed to be founded on truth, which yeah, it's a bollocks in it really. You know, that's not exactly that. Our leaders and our politicians, man, they always fucking lie. So how is democracy based on truth when they're the rulers? You know, they're the ones that set the standard. They're supposed to be setting the standard for democracy. Anyway, this is if deepfakes are going to be leveraged for targeted military and intelligence operations, which they won't be purely, right? Then the use needs to be subject to review and oversight. Blah 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 blah. Okay, interesting. Right, it says let's see. Okay, the pitch document, first published by SOCOM's Directorate of Science and Technology in 2020, established a wish list of next generation toys for the 21st century Special Forces Commando, a litany of gadgets and futuristic tools that will help the country's most elite soldiers more effectively hunt and kill their targets using lasers, robots, holographs, Project Blue Beam, that kind of stuff, right? And other sophisticated hardware, right? So it can help kill people and detain people and whatever, man. And that's what they're gonna use it for. They're gonna use it against us. Okay, that's why we know, you know, regardless of our actions on the highways and byways when we're teaching, because we're peaceful people, man. We're not causing trouble. Okay, we're just merely stating the truth, man, and the truth is offensive to the majority of people, right? But we're not out here doing nothing crazy like they would have you believe, right? But they're gonna, they've done, kind of false flags on us before, but now they're gonna actually have, you know, our faces up in places where we weren't at. You know what I'm saying? Saying things we didn't say and whatever. So they have cause to bring us in and detain us and imprison us and kill us and all of that, right? Right. Let me see. SOCOM typically fights in the shadows, but its public reputation and global footprint loom large. Comprised of the elite units from the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force, SOCOM leads the most sensitive military operations of the world's most lethal nation. Who's the most lethal nation? America. The red horse, right? In the scriptures, Revelation 6, right? Esau is a red horse. Okay, beginning with America, he was given a great sword, right? He's nukes and thermonuclear weapons and that stuff, right? He that one out here propagating violence on the earth, man. Right? Uh, while American special forces are widely known for splashy exploits like the Navy SEALs killing Osama bin Laden, their history is one of secret missions, subterfuge, sabotage, and disruption of campaigns. And not saying that these guys are responsible for it, but this is where we get these other um as I say techniques, man, but these different things that they do, like oh shit, I've forgotten the word. When they get up into these movements, man, they send guys in there to make it seem violent. I can't remember the bloody word for it now, man. Damn. But it's another type of force flag, right? It might have been a peaceful protest or whatever, but they send agent provocateurs. That's the one, right? They send agent provocateurs up in there, to make it, to discredit the movement or whatever, to make it lose steam and all of that, right? To have an excuse to bring, violence against them. So these are just, techniques that they use on a lower scale, but these on the upper scale, they're doing the same shit. This is through though Special Operations Command has for years coordinated foreign influence operations. These deception campaigns have come under renewed scrutiny in December. The intercepted report that SOCOM had convinced Twitter, in violation of its internal policies, to permit a network of sham accounts and that spread phony news items of dubious accuracy, including the claim that the Iranian government was stealing the organs of Afghan civilians. Though the Twitter-based propaganda offensive didn't use deepfakes, researchers found that Pentagon contractors employed machine learning-generated avatars to lend the fake accounts a degree of realism. See, this is the shit that's going on behind the scenes, man, and what men are doing on these social media platforms. Okay, half the shit that's on more probably, right, it's not even true. They're all bots peddling misinformation, all different types of information, man, to cause confusion and distrust and all this kind of stuff. Right? Like I said, we don't take heed to everything that we hear and everything that we see on these platforms, man. We have to verify everything, see if it like makes any sense, you know. And of course, we filter things through the scriptures and whatnot, right? But like people are being attacked all the time with nonsense, and now people are really their head fucked. They have no idea what's going on in the world really, and they don't have an understanding of what's going on properly. This is Provocatively, the updated capability documents reveals that SOCOM wants to boost these internet deception efforts with the use of next-generation deepfake videos as an increasingly effective method of generating lifelike digital video forgeries using machine learning. Okay, all the AI, right? Special forces would use this deepfaked footage to generate messages and influence operations via non-traditional channels. The document has, right? So they can be used against guys like us, right? So while deepfakes have largely remained fodder for entertainment and pornography, using it for pornography as well, right? No. The potential for more dire application is real. As in the onset of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a shoddy deepfake of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky ordering troops to surrender began circulating on social media channels. Ethical considerations aside, the legality of militarized deepfakes in a conflict which remains an open question is not addressed in the SOCOM document. The foreign governmental disinformation campaigns the US has spent the past several years warning against the potent national security threat represented by deepfakes. The use of deepfakes to deliberately deceive governments, authorities, one regularly could have a deeply destabilizing effect on civilian populations exposed to them, right? So they're tackling it from this government perspective and whatever, but the government's going to be using it against the wrong people, man. Right? That's for sure. Okay, they'll be using this stuff against the wrong people because the propaganda isn't just sent abroad, man. The propaganda is done by your own nations. Okay, against the people, man. Tons of it. In fact, probably mostly. You know, whatever country you're living in, man, the propaganda is always being pushed out there. To have you thinking a particular way, to have you leaning towards a particular feeling or whatever, man. But the truth is, you're being head effed, man. Right, to keep you in the dark. There's a lot more in this document, but you know, you're getting the idea, surely. You know, so I'll leave the document now, man. I'm gonna grab some scriptures, man, because really, I'm applying this to us brothers that are in this truth, man. And how Esau gonna use these types of technologies against us, man, to have people turn against us and you know give license to lock us up and kill us, man, even though we ain't done anything. Okay, we ain't doing anything. We ain't done anything. We ain't gonna do anything. You know, because we ain't violent. You know, but they want the world to believe that we are, right? So Revelation chapter 12 verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ, Yahushai, right? For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. So we know, I mean, they're already doing it. They're already accusing us, right? On many fronts, right? But the time of Jacob's trouble, man, they're gonna make us like public enemy number one type thing. Okay, internally. I know there's war, there's wars and that going on, but internally, okay, we're gonna be like enemy number one. They have to deal with us. That's why they got their list, man. That's why they got their this and the Project Megiddo and the red and blue list or whatever it was. Rex 84 planet, all of this, man. Okay, they will attack specific groups out there. Okay, and we're one of them, right? And like I said, they'll use whatever means, at their disposal to get us, man. Right? To have public support for it and all of that. That's why Esau controls all the media, man. It's a powerful weapon in the hands of the wicked, right? You can convince the majority of people of anything. Silence and deep fakes, now, man. You got, you can do whatever you want to do, and people are going to be down with it, and people are going to be looking at you like you're the devil, Even though, like I said, my life consists of being at home, going to work, and teaching the truth. That is it. And the cycle repeats. Yeah. Ain't out there planning no stuff. Ain't going out there punching no Edomites. None of that's going on. But they want us to look a particular way. That's why they keep liking to use that term Black Hebrew Israelites, make it sound like we're some black militant group when we're not. All right. And you got these and that's why these are sellout camps, man. They play a role in that, man, because they sort of play that role to make it look like we're like that. But they're just sellouts, man. They're here to push Esau's propaganda. All right, so we got to be careful. All right, it says and they overcome him by the blood of the lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Right, so we're prepared to die. Right, we're prepared for death, man. We know this is what's going to happen. Our Lord Yahweh Shai, it happened to. He gave his life, right, because they hated him for no cause, for no reason. Right, he did no sin. He did nothing wrong. Right, and they put him to death anyway. It's the same thing. Okay, we haven't done nothing wrong to these people out here in the world. We've just told them who they are and what's going to happen to them according to the judgment of the Lord. That is it. But they hate us without a cause, and they're going to try and put us to death. These governments are going to try and put us to death and lock us up and behead us, all of that, right? That's what's going to go down. Okay? It's Psalms 50 verse 20. It says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own brother's son. Okay, speaking lies on us, man. Right? That's all Esau's going to be. That's all Esau's doing. Oh, me. It's 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? So the people, these governments, they're going to come against us, man. Right? Because we fear Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because they made the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai into some kind of threat. You know what I mean? I remember among them, the small hats, man, they were getting shook. Right? Someone put up like a built a little piece of cardboard, man, with Yahweh Shai or Yahweh's name on it, man. And they were talking about hate speech, man. Like them men was shook. Like it means hate, like like it means something evil, It's just the names of the Father and the Son, man. But they associate it with us and us being violent, right? So they straight away demonized it, man. The scriptures say, and the name of the Lord is fearful among the heathen, man. These guys, these small hats, man. These fakes, man. They fear the Lord. They're scared, right? But they use they use their energy, man, to like I said, push that propaganda, man. Right? So they're gonna rise up against us and try and do stuff to us, man. Right? It says verse 71. So they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right? It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right? So this is all a trial, man. Everything that we're about to face, everything Esau's, everything Esau's about to do, okay, is all a trial, man, to see who's going to be offended in the Lord. All right, who's gonna flake out and because of the pressure's on. We're in the process of being made into diamonds, so you got go on. You have to go under that pressure. To come out sparkling. To come out pure, right? But a lot of people, there's gonna be people in this truth, man, that are not gonna be able to handle that. And that's why we have to pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that the Lord give us the strength to endure, right? Because it's gonna be heavy, man. It's gonna be a lot to deal with. All right, and like I say, it's gonna be seen like everybody's against you. Right now, we know if people don't like us, hate us and all that kind of stuff, but the pressure's not really on like that. That time's not come yet. The time of Jacob's trouble has not come yet. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. It says, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Because we believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and we believe in his word, in his testimony, right? In this doctrine, in his doctrine, the Most High's doctrine, right? They hate us, man. And like I said, it has nothing to do with anything personally that we did to anybody. We haven't done anything to nobody. Right? But they will still seek our lives regardless. All right? And say all manners of evil, bring false accusations. Like I said, they can use all this deep fake shit, man, to do all that. All right? It says, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Right, so this is nothing new in the life of the men of the Lord, right? The men of the Lord are, were persecuted, and they're going to continue to be persecuted because this testimony is against the world, against the world. That's why this truth is not for the world. Yahushua never came for the world, right? He came for his people. All the prophets were Israelites, right? And they were against the prophets, just like they were against us, the Israelites. All right? So it said, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, right? So through the reward of the persecution is great, right? Just like Yahushua was rewarded, man. He sits on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father, man, and is about to claim this earth, man. He's the overlord, a ruler. Okay. It says, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you, right? So we're to expect all of this. Okay, it's all prophesied, right? This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents. Hold on, let me have a look quickly. New Psalm 14, right? And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Right? So they're going to run us out of places. I mean, we've been, moved out of places before. We should left that place behind us, man. The Lord going to judge that place, man, for whoever didn't want to hear it, It says, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, we all know what happened to that place, right? In the day of judgment, then for that city, man. So that city gonna be worse off than Sodom and Gomorrah in that day, right? For all those people that persecuted us and kind of ran us out of spots and whatever, man, and arrested us and all of that, right? It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, right? Ravenous wolves, ready to pounce and tear apart its prey. Okay, we're sheep. Okay, we are non-threatening, non-violent, right? Of course, a brother has a right to defend himself, man, but we ain't here causing trouble. We're not here bringing violence. Okay, Yahushua gonna do that, man. Okay, you're gonna have to wait for that day, but we're meek, right? All we're doing is simply teaching this truth, right? So it says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. That's what's commanded of us, man, to be wise as serpents, right? To act tactfully and, use that wisdom that we've learned through these scriptures, right? To navigate and, move in this world, right? Not not like some of these Jake man that, they believe they think they know Esau's law or whatever, and they sit there trying to argue with police officers for like speeding or something. Oh, not my rights, and then they're not getting arrested and their face pushed on the fucking bonnet of the car or even shot. You know what I mean? Because they're just being fucking hard headed. No, not that. You have to use wisdom in this world, man. Agree with your adversary while you're in the way, right? Over nothing. But so we're to be wise, man. Use what we know to navigate through this world, man, to keep ourselves out of trouble, right? It says, and harmless as doves, man. We ain't trying to attract no attention to ourselves by doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's unwanted attention. Okay, we already catchy enough, when we teach this truth. Okay, we don't need to be, like I said, going up punching Edomites and stuff like that. Like, causing a ruckus. You know what I'm saying? It says, but beware of men. It's verse 17. Beware of men. So we're the ones that we're supposed to be on guard. Like, you people don't need to be on guard. Okay, we ain't out here to do anything to you. Okay, we're the ones that are on guard because people are always trying to do things to us. Right? So beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils and they will scourge you in their synagogues. Right? So this is what the people are going to do, man. For whatever reason or motive that they got. Right? And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. Right? So, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. Right? So even friends and family and stuff like that, man. Okay, they're gonna be looking at you sideways. They really kind of do, man. But you know, people's spirits are gonna wax colder, man. Right? And they're gonna do things not that we didn't think would happen, but like you'd normally think, flesh and blood and whatever, right? Close friends, but you would normally think that they wouldn't do such things. Okay, but we're not. We ain't got the luxury of being trusting like that with people in the world, right? We're on our guard. Okay, we're on our guard with friends and family, so-called friends and family, you know, because we know they ain't on the same page as us, and we know that the Lord gonna put the spirit on these people, man, to do us dirty, man, right? To do exactly what I'm reading here. So we're constantly on guard, you know. There might be certain people you're cool with, man, but we're only so cool. Right? That cool has its limits, man. Right? Because in this time, most likely, man, you're gonna become an enemy. You know, and you have to be mentally ready for that. All right. This is what was that? And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. So you have to uphold the name first to be hated for it, right? And if you advocate ain't dealing with the name, I guess what, this can't happen. you know, it can't happen. So those of us that have that name that deal with this truth truthfully and sincerely, right? Okay, we're gonna be persecuted for Yahweh Shai's sake. Okay. So you should be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in the city, flee ye into another. Okay, and we were speaking about recently about being pilgrims on the earth, man. We're gonna be moved out of our places, man, in the time of trouble, right? So you might be wandering around from place to place, looking for a place to stay or whatever, because wherever you are is hot, and so you have to gonna get out of there, you know. It says, but when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man come. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, because it was saying that Yahushua was a devil, man, right? How much more shall they call them of his household? So likewise, all wicked minions, just wicked minions, you know what I mean? Wicked people, evil people. And that's how they look at us, man. This doctrine's evil in their eyes. And so we're evil in their eyes, man. And like I said, it's not based on anything that we've done. It's, all this stuff that we've supposedly done is all just accusations, man, slander. And it's the same with the Lord. It was his doctrine that they had a problem with because of the things he was saying. He didn't do nothing to nobody. So you really hate this word. You hate this truth, the testimony. All right. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. Right. So in the end, right, well, what's going to happen is this, right? You're going to do all this accusatory, slanderous, uh, you know, motives against us, man. In the end, you're going to find that these guys that you were persecuting, that you were lying on, that you were hating, these were the sons of God, man, and you're going to see them manifest. And then you're going to be feeling real bad and real sorry because you're about to receive a whooping, man. All right. So it's going to be known. All these things are going to be revealed, man. All the lies are going to be revealed in this world, man. All of them. Okay. And the truth is going to come out. All right. The truth is going to come out, man. And people are going to be ashamed. All right. So what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light. And what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. All right, so we're not to fear these things that are going to come upon us, man, because they can only do so much anyway. Okay, if they manage to catch us and kill us and whatever, man. Okay, all that's happening is that you're leaving this flesh. That, you know, that's all that's happening. And yeah, it might be painful or whatever, but you know, you're going, you know, you're transitory, man. You're leaving this body into the spirit. Okay, and we're gonna be, you know, back soon, man. You know, to come bring judgment upon the earth. Right. So we're not to fear these things, man. It's not the end. You know what I mean? Just a couple more. 35, right? Just a couple more. It's from Sirach 26, verse 5. It says, there be three things that my heart feareth, and for the fourth I was so afraid. The slander of a city, right? The gathering together of an unruly multitude. And man, we're going to have a bunch of that going on, man. Okay, when this place goes to hell, man, and people lose their minds, man, you're going to have a whole lot of unruly around you, man. All right? They don't need much reason, man, they ain't going to need much reason to come for you. All right? This is, the gathering together of an unruly multitude and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. All right? So these are bad things, man, but they're going to happen regardless, you know, to us. And, you know, that's why the Lord's going to also, you know, also why the Lord's going to punish these people. You know, everything you're doing, you're just racking up more wickedness on your tab, okay, that you're going to have to pay for, man. You know, for spreading lies, for believing in lies, you know, that's all going to come back to you, man. This is from Sirach chapter 51. It's not from the top, right? So the prayer of Jesus, Yahushai, or Joshua, you know, depends what it is there, right? But yeah, the son of Sirach, right? So this, you know, distinguished from the Lord Yahushai, right? I will thank thee, O Lord and King, and praise thee, O God, my Savior. I do give praise unto thy name. For thou art my defender and helper, and has preserved my body from destruction, and from the snare of the slanderous tongue. Right? So the Lord's going to defend us, defend his elect, Lord, when we be of the elect, right? The Lord's going to defend us, man, in that day. You know? Against all of that. Against overwhelming odds. You know? It says, and from the lips of that forged lies, and has been my helper against mine adversaries, and has delivered me according to the multitude of thy mercies and greatness of thy name, from the teeth of them that were ready to devour me. Okay, that's the wolves again. Okay, we sent a sheep in the midst of wolves. Okay, they're ready to pounce on us, jump on us, man, right? From the teeth of them that were ready to devour me, and out of the hands of such as sought after my life, and from the manifold afflictions which I had. For the choking of fire on every side, and from the midst of the fire which I kindled not, from the depth of the belly of hell, from an unclean tongue, and from lying words. By an accusation to the king, from an unrighteous tongue, my soul drew near even unto death. My life was near to the hell beneath. Right, which shows you, man, that hell is just the ground. you know, you return to the ground one way or another, man. You get buried, you die, you know, and your body decomposes, man. It just returns to the earth. That's what hell is, man. Right? It says, they come past me on every side, and there was no man to help me. It says, I looked for the succor of men, but there was none. Because there ain't no one going to be trying to help us, man. Now, the Lord might set up certain individuals, like, you know, like I said, we're going to be wandering around the place, man. You might have someone to take you in, you know, give you a bit of food or whatever. However the Lord wants to deal with it, man. The Lord's going to, you know, help us along that way, right? To defend ourselves, you know, or to be defended, okay? It says, but then thought I upon thy mercy, O Lord, and upon thy acts of old, how thou deliverest such as wait for thee, and savest them out of the hands of the enemies. And that's what we've been asked to do, to wait upon the Lord, man. To trust and to believe upon Yahweh Hashem Yerashai, and to believe in salvation, man. To believe in mercy. Okay. It says, then I lifted up my supplications from the earth and prayed for deliverance from death. And I say prayer is important, man. We're going to be doing a lot of praying. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of praying, man. Okay, things are going to be so bad. Okay, life is going to be very, very, very uncertain, man. All right, so you're going to be praying continuously for protection, man. You know, deliverance. It says, I called upon the Lord, the Father of my Lord, that he would not leave me in the days of my trouble and in the time of the proud when there was no help. I will raise thy name continually and will sing praises with thanksgiving, and so my prayer was heard. For thou savest me from destruction and deliverest me from the evil time. Therefore will I give thanks and praise thee and bless the name, O Lord. All right, so like I said, even though all this stuff's gonna be going on and all this slander and accusations and deep fakes and whatever, right? Even though that's gonna be all going on, the Lord's gonna protect his men, man. The Lord's gonna protect his elect. And although that might be even, that because we know some of the elect's gonna be beheaded, right? They're still gonna be protected. They're still gonna be delivered, all right? Because they're gonna be with the Lord. Okay, they haven't lost their place in this thing, so the Lord is gonna take care of it all, man. So we ain't got to really worry, but you know, we just got to be aware. Be aware of the things that you know are gonna happen, right? Because I say Esau ain't he gonna use it against people, right? And damn sure gonna use it against those people he don't like, right? And like I said, we're some of those people he don't like. All right, so like we said before, don't be surprised if you see your face on the news doing something and you had no even idea about it. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau can do it. He can do it now. He's got the technology to do it. Yeah, he's got the ability to demonize you on a global scale, as individuals and as a group and every which way. All right, but the Lord gonna take care of it for us, man. Okay, He gonna take care of us in the time of adversity. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom, Lord, when this was edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one, man. So till next time, I say shalom.